Hi, I'm Liz Nead, and this is another segment of the Inspired Vision series. I want to tell you a little story about something that happened with my sons this weekend. They're 17 years old. They are identical twins, and so there really are things that they have in common. They're both incredibly talented people, but their approaches to things are completely different. One of my twins is very methodical, and he likes to do things a certain way. It's all about getting it done and doing it right and getting it done at the right time. My other son is a lot more flexible, and as a result, he tends to procrastinate a little bit, but he also will get there eventually. Now, they decided to work together on a project, and this project requires them to memorize about 4 pages of dialogue. So their goal was, by this weekend, to get it all done. They wanted to have everything memorized, word for word. The methodical one memorized everything. He set aside 4 or 5 hours on a Saturday and just did it. The procrastinator waited a little bit and then tried to go for it. Now, he loves his brother and he wants to work with them. He's really excited about this project, and he was a little afraid of disappointing him. So last night we had to have a conversation, and the flexible one felt really bad. He thought, I'm not up to this. I'm not going to be able to get it done. I find this to be really hard. And we had to deal with the fact that he was procrastinating and that it might be standing in the way of his success. But then we had to turn the lens on the methodical one, the one that does everything the right way. Because I realized that he was testing his brother. He knew that his brother was a procrastinator, and he thought, I'll set a goal for this weekend and we'll see how ready he is to be in this project. What I pointed out to my methodical son, who is incredibly driven and loves to do things well, is that his test might have actually gotten in the way of his success. Sure, he is determining the level of risk that he has in his life. He wants to make sure that his partner is all in no matter what, because he's going to give 100%. But by testing him, by waiting, sitting back, and watching to see whether his brother would procrastinate or get it done, he missed an opportunity to achieve something, and it may have hurt his chances for success down the road. What I suggested is that he jump in there and he get alongside his brother and help him. That he didn't have to wait all weekend to see whether this trait still existed in his brother. It probably will always be something that's part of his life. But because he's a good partner, he can walk alongside him and say, let's memorize this together. And by making sure that he's in the mix, he can change his circumstances. He can make sure that the risks of coming to the finish line of this goal and not being ready or not having his partner ready are lowered. He can raise his level of success, of the possibility of success. And so he admitted it. He admitted that he was kind of not sure whether his brother was ready, that he kind of sat back and waited, and he said, see, I'm right. And now he realizes that he's never going to do that again, that he's going to be a partner that can be depended on, that it's not about fair, it's not about 50-50. It's about giving 100% of what you have to whoever is attached to you. So they're going to work on that script this week. They're going to jump into it together, and I have a feeling that this will be a life lesson for him. And it reminded me, do I sit back and test people, or do I show up with 100% of my effort and 100% of my gifts and say, I'm here and I'm ready to play, and I'm going to raise the level of your commitment. I'm going to raise the level of your success just by being in a relationship with you. So I encourage you, look at your life, look at your relationships, see where you're sitting back and trying to reduce the risk by testing people. And in those moments, I challenge you to step up and jump in there and be taken advantage of. Take the risk. See whether that person will step up with you. It is more likely that that person will have a life-changing behavioral moment than if you aren't there. And I'll let you know how the boys do. I think that they're going to be amazing, and that also this little lesson will be something that changes my sons' lives. I'm so excited and honored to be part of it. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you soon.